looking at the Bazi Chinese astrology of President Donald Trump, the United States, and the overarching forecast of the best and most challenging days for August 2025. Let's get into it. So welcome, my name is Lydia Griffith. This is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese astrology channel. On this channel, I often read the charts of famous people, countries, situations in the world, because I think it helps us to better understand our own astrology and our own story. So if this sparks interest for you, please subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. I have also for you the overall monthly forecast for August, as well as weeklies and dailies. Just kind of feeling like we're holding each other's hand through this blazing walk through the year of the snake that is demanding that we shed at least one layer of skin. You know, for some of us, it feels like layers and layers and layers. And how far down do you need to drill me before I'm polished and I'm where I'm supposed to be? So, that being said, you will notice my house slowly being dismantled. Today I took down all the artwork, which I still have my feng shui cures up, but let's just say the personality of my house is no longer shining with my story anymore. So I think where I want to start with this is let's first look at the best and most challenging days. I don't like to say negative, but just challenging, overall challenging days. Because, and you'll read about or hear about this, see about this, whatever, in the monthly video. August is one of our most problematic months of 2025, according to Bazi Chinese astrology, also called 4 pillars, based on the 5 elements and the 12 Chinese horoscope animals. So August brings a semi-fire penalty because this is a month of a yang wood monkey, starting on the 8th. Remembering that this goes more with a lunar calendar than the Gregorian calendar. So on the 8th of August all the way to the 7th of September, we are in the throes of a collective penalty. Now, if you know your Bazi astrology, and I'm happy to divine a chart with you, my friend, links below. You can do a virtual reading with me. You can do a written report where I send you a big PDF file, very in-depth, and then we get a fun 30-minute Q&A. That being said, if you have in your own astrology, now, actually, this is interesting. This just came to me. If you have pig for your year and or day, this month is oddly enough going to be a little bit of an ease to all the potential conflict you've been dealing with this year. But if you have a snake, tiger, or monkey in your chart, this is going to really inflame a situation. Now, when we look at the fire penalty and what it can cause, and again, this is in a semi-form, it's not a full form, we're talking things like lawsuits, defamation, loss of work, loss of money, loss of relationships, just things going sideways, seriously sideways. Like you wake up the next day and your life has radically changed or is in the midst of it. So, and we want to watch our safety and our health, all of these things. So I'm going to run through the month, just picking up the biggest highlighted days that I have for you. So, again, we start on the 8th. That's our semi-fire penalty. It is a day that brings in that monkey with the snake. And also remembering two things that are really interesting. If you are an investor interested in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, things like that, Friday the 8th of August is actually going to be a very interesting day because, in business astrology and business feng shui, I would say, that basically what we're looking for is competition. So that fiery snake up against the metal of the monkey is opposition, but alchemically in the business sector, it shows the shining of money. So it can be a very good day for your investments to grow. But on the mundane level, when you put fire and metal together, it can be explosive. It can be a bomb dropping. It can be a car crash, a plane crash, anything having to do with something that is metal exploding. I often say that, in a house, if you have water problems, you have money problems. If you have foundation problems, you have earth problems. If you have air quality problems like, mold, asbestos, etc., that's affecting your metal element. And electricity is fire. So I often say a yin fire rooster being yin metal. So when you have yin metal, yin fire, I think of that as electrical or sparks. Could even be like fireworks. So the next day I want to highlight is the 10th of August because this is a yin metal pig. The 10th of August, that's a Sunday. The pig is the part of, so when you have the snake, right? And then you're going to have the monkey, then you're going to have the pig, and then the tiger. It is 4 parts that creates the whole. And so the pig's presence, even though it's in opposition and in conflict with our year of the snake, in this situation, it actually eases the tension. It's like a negotiator that comes in and says, or a mediator that comes in and says, whoa, I see things are really inflamed here. Yeah, we got a semi-fire penalty going on, you think? And the pig is able to balance some of that out. So again, if you have a full fire penalty formed in your chart at birth, or because of your luck cycle, the period that you're currently in, or something about this current astrology is creating a fire penalty in your chart, the pig will actually ease things. So that's what I've put down for that day, the 10th of August. It's a day where we ease the tensions. The next day to really pay attention to, oh my God, and there are, I believe, 2 or 3 of these, what I call full stop days. That's it, full stop. I'm calling out sick, I'm calling out well, I'm calling family day, I'm calling whatever I need to. Look at the 13th of August, it's a Wednesday, it is a Yang Wood Tiger, creating a full fire penalty. It is a stop day. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Micro to macro. Look at the whole picture of what's going on around you. Take caution. Stay close to home. Keep life simple. I always say the best things to do on super conflicted days is get into your spiritual life, listen to positive, uplifting messages, things like this, other YouTube channels that are astrologers or meditation. Get out into nature. But keep your life really simple. Stay off the internet, less communication and texting with people. The world's not going to end if you don't answer a text until the next day. So it's kind of one of those days where there's piles of poo and landmines everywhere and you just don't know where to step. So it's just better to sit still. Can't say enough about the 13th of August. And then the snake, there's a yin fire snake, very fiery day on the 16th of August, just emphasizing this situation with our month of the monkey. And again, it could be a real surge of violence. It could be a surge with all the fire and that metal. It can also be a big surge in investments. But I think the bigger piece here is to really acknowledge more of the big picture and really getting quiet to notice what is going on. What is really going on? All right. Then on the 25th, if I hopped around too much. Yeah, so then on the 19th of August, we have a yang metal monkey. And just like I was saying with that yin fire snake, it's like a magnification of its own element. It feels very heavy duty. And because it's heavy metal, it feels like an axe, like a guillotine coming down, like watch your head. Is very heavy. Something about that day really doesn't sit well for me. I don't know what it is, but the 19th of August feels like a dangerous day. And I'm not, please don't don't get scared or stressed. Just work with it. We have a challenging day. Again, get into nature, get quiet, still yourself, clear your calendar. You can still be working. It's not doing so much interaction with other people. And certainly watch your traveling. Then the 22nd of August, we have a yin water pig. This feels lovely. Again, this is a moment to exhale. Take a breather. It's a Friday. How lovely. I will say that a lot of this month, as I was taking notes on my fabulous, I have to show this to you. This is like my favorite thing, right? You see all this? This is my ritual planner for 2025. I love this planner. It has the moons. It has tarot readings for the full moon, the new moon. You get a tarot reading for the week, a tarot card for the day. I love it. Cannot say enough good things about Ritual Planner. Okay. So then we come to, gone through, all right, so we had this lovely Friday, the 22nd of August. Now we're at Monday, the 25th. This is a Yang Fire Tiger. This is, again, another full fire penalty. This is a full stop day. Full stop. So it might be a great time to take a long weekend. And, I know a lot of schools start that week. I would anticipate a hot mess. Take your time, slow your pace. And if you can, take the day, get out into nature, make it a self-care day. Try not to get involved with other people. Like, it's not a day that I would say go get a massage or an acupuncture treatment or have surgery. Oh my God, definitely not. Then on the 28th, we have a yin earth snake. What's going on behind the curtain? Might be an interesting thing that things are being revealed that cause somebody to lose face and be defamed. Interesting. Then on Sunday, the 31st of August, we have a Yang water monkey. Now, this is emphasizing again the semi-fire penalty, but that Yang water feels very emotional. Like we're almost like grief, like an ocean of tears. What are we grieving? What is irreparable? What has this month done that can't be undone? Collectively, I'm speaking, though this could hit home, right? All right, I'm going to flipping over to September, because we're still in August till the 8th. I know. So this whole week, Monday the 1st through the 7th, is our last week of this tension with the monkey. We have a sweet spot on Wednesday, the 3rd of September, with a yinwood pig. Things feel calm. We're breathing. We're almost there. Kind of one of those feelings. Then on Saturday, the 6th, just to wrap this whole month up with a lovely, big, nasty, poo-stained bow, is a Yang Earth Tiger. And if you ask me, this is what I put down, because that Yang Earth is like a mountain on top of a tree. You know, it's like in reverse. The tree should be on top of the earth rather than the earth on top of the tree. Maybe that means there's something happening with the earth. What's happening with the earth? Are we having an earthquake on the 6th? That's a crazy thought to have. I don't like having thoughts like that. I like to think everything's going to be rainbows and sunshine, but you know, I realize that we cannot live with rose-colored glasses on, which is such a sad thing. So Saturday, the 6th of September, we have a Yang Earth Tiger limping, weary from the race with a full fire penalty. And the 7th is the harvest moon in Pisces with a Yin Earth rabbit. And what all I can say is, it feels like, and this is one of the things I would absolutely do on the 7th with this full moon. That is also, I'm noticing, I believe this starts our eclipse season. Pretty sure this is the beginning of eclipse season. Woo! Just keep stirring it all up. Just keep stirring this astrology up. Oh my gracious. So yeah, we have that full moon with a lunar eclipse with a yin earth rabbit is again the earth on top of the flowers, like the dog digging and all the dirt's going over your flower bed, and you go out in the morning and you're like, where'd my flowers go? All I see is a pile of dirt. It's like things have been flipped. But what I would really say for Sunday the 7th with the lunar eclipse, go deep with yourself as far as your spiritual, religious practices, meditation, calming breaths, maybe going to a sound bath session, or a group full moon meditation. Because it's an eclipse, I would say use that energy. And especially given that it's Pisces, it almost feels like one of those immersion tanks, you know, sensory deprivation where you're just soaking in water. Something along those lines, really peaceful, really tranquil, ease out of the month, and journal and process what this month has been for you. And take your medicine. That's our life, right? We're here to learn. So let's look at Donald Trump. our president, because this is going to impact him. He is born in the hour of the snake. And this year especially, I have begun to lean more into the honoring of his elder years. That his, as I've said in your 4 pillars, year, month, day, hour, when we're first born, we are more in our month, which is the placement of our parents, our caregivers. And when we have that first luck cycle shift, that pushes you into your day pillar, where we reside for most of our lives. And then in our elder years, which nowadays people live so much longer than they used to. Now, President Trump, I really believe, is more in his hour than his day. I believe he's 79 years old. Yeah, he's going to be 80 next year. So this yin earth snake, since November 2023, when a full or a semi-fire penalty came in, that was the spark. I've mentioned this many times in my videos about him. This sparked that semi-fire penalty. And that month, you can go back and look in the news. There were at least 6 significant lawsuits against him in November 2023. And that was how this began. So his Bazi Astrology is so unique that I studied this a lot when I was getting my master's level with Bazi Astrology back in 2018. And I have been an astrologer, Bazi astrologer, for 22 plus years now. So, yeah, his chart is very conflicted, very out of balance, very unique chart. And the snake with the tiger luck cycle and this month of the monkey forming a full fire penalty is a real caution to things regarding like the Supreme Court or the judges that are suing him for the things he's doing. This is also a caution to his health. This is also a caution to his reputation, his followers still following him. And remembering again that the pig days will be an ease for him, I'm sure. And I think about him with a measure of like a worried mother. That's how I think about him. Like a worried mom. Like he just doesn't get the rest that he needs for the job he's doing, for the age that he is. And there is no balance to all of his work, this intensity. He has so much intensity and focus on doing his work and getting these things done. And there's so many moving pieces and parts and people asking him questions constantly. And he's being, and how people respond. And of course he's going to make mistakes. I think any of us would make some mistakes. It's such a huge job. So this month of the monkey, the yang wood monkey, is so interesting. The yang wood is Cheng Quan, is all about his job, paramount this month, job, duty, responsibility, also his family and also his daughters. But I would say the predominant focus for him right now is his work, what he feels dutiful to, responsible for. Under that, the monkey, the yang metal, and again, remembering that these are in opposition. Metal cuts wood. So there is a friction here. In a chart that already has friction. So the part of the interesting thing of your Bazi astrology is we can see very pointedly where this semi-fire penalty is going to land for you. So I can right away say that this month, because it's this monkey coming in with the yang wood, is highlighting his career. That is what is going to fall prey, potentially, to the fire penalty. And if it's about him being, dutiful, that being challenged. Is he being responsible? Or is he being irresponsible? And then we see the monkey, that yang metal, is action. It is action that is revolutionary, rebellious, reckless possibly, and smart. Do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. He's shaking things up. I don't know about you, but when there's a full fire penalty where just about anything can go wrong, I don't know that this is the month for that energy to be coming in. But that's his forecast. That's his astrology. So you want to wrap it all into one digestible message. It's highlighting his job and taking action in his role to revolutionize and change things. Some of it could be smart, but because of the penalty, I think it's going to be skewed. It's like he can't do any right. He cannot do any right, especially this month. Everything he does could backfire. It's kind of like the general, this image came to my mind. It's like a general running into the battlefield, turning around and seeing there's no soldiers behind him. Kind of like that. Now, hidden in there is the shadow of himself and loss of money. It is also his marriage, property, his reputation, and his money. And all of that is hidden, suppressed right now. But shaken and broken open with this fire penalty, it's kind of like all these things are kind of shaken out. So it's kind of like revealing these things. What's going on with Melania? What's going on with your money? What's going on with your property? What's going on with your health? What's going on with your reputation? Who are you? So there's a question too of, does he have full cognition of himself? And I will be honest, when I have looked at people later in life in their Bazi astrology, where I see a lot of, he is yin earth and I see a lot of yang earth, for instance, just using that as an example, I see it as somebody that could possibly be in mental decline. You no longer identify with yourself. Who am I? Who are you? Oh, my daughter. Oh, who are you? What's happening? It's like a loss of cognition. And there's something in there about that feels like that's exposed or revealed or seen more on display. It's a lot of pressure and it feels intensifying. Just talking about this astrology chart, and it could be, again, anybody. This could be your chart. I feel this like a pressure against my chest. Anyway, going back to those bigger days, any days that have a tiger like the 13th of August, the snake on the 16th, the monkey on the 19th, the tiger on the 25th, the snake on the 28th, the monkey on the 31st, the tiger on the 6th of September. Those are his biggest, most challenging days. His better days, when the pig shows up and forms a full square, when things go well for him, when he can ease, the 10th of August, the 22nd of August, and then again on the 3rd of September. So that is nice. There is some of that easement for him. You know, like, again, if this were a client of mine, I would say, great time to go to an ashram. Great time to go like on a serious retreat in Thailand. I don't know, but try not to do anything. Kind of hard to say when you're the president of the United States. So, blessings to him on his journey through this month. Let's just take a little look at the United States. The United States is born in the year of the monkey, a yang fire monkey, very explosive, revolutionary, also abundant. You know, again, if we bring in the financial piece, there's a lot of wealth in there. But aside from that, both when we look, the real challenge for the United States right now is this luck cycle we've been in since 2017 of, I believe it's the sheep. Yeah, it's a yin earth sheep until 2027, when I don't want to say all hell breaks loose, but we're going to wake up and see a brand new United States of America, reshaped, reformed. Hopefully we'll be in kind of a renaissance, a rebuilding time. That's my hope. And again, I love rose-colored glasses, and why not? Why not see the most positive outcome of situations? Why imagine the worst? And truly, I don't see, you know, at least not in my mind's eye at this now time, I don't see it being negative, dark, like cataclysmic kind of situation. All right, so the problem with the United States right now is that yin earth sheep is banging up against our day of a yin earth ox. And it very much is, hey, who are you? What does it mean to be an American? And I really think that is where we have been. We are polarized. We need to be unified. I mentioned this in another video. What's the difference between illness and wellness? I and we. When we separate ourselves, you and me, us and them, that's illness. That's isolation. That's the individual or the group seeing themselves as separate and other than. And when we are a we, a united force, a united family of things, then we thrive. We learn to work together. Oh, you see it differently? Can you explain how? I'm going to humble myself, tone down my ego, open my ears and my brain. And oh, wow, I learned something different from you. Thank you for that information. Can I share with you what I have? Together we innovate and create something. That's what I see for the next chapter of the United States, 2027 to 2037. almost because we'll have to. We'll have to work together to rebuild. And hopefully it'll be a better country in the end. So right now we are being confronted with our identity of understanding better and better who we are. So the monkey in our year being influenced by this month of the monkey says move. Not necessarily a green light, go, just move. So who is moving? What is being pushed out? Who is being pushed out? Who is being pushed along? Is it people being deported? Is it people expatting to other countries? Things like that. That's what I'm talking about. So the other interesting thing to know, and I've mentioned this as well, interesting to me, this whole piece is really interesting, that in this luck cycle of a sheep, we actually, in order to really truly understand who we are, we elected a president that is mirroring this very luck cycle of a yin earth sheep, Donald Trump's day. And so in many ways, one could say he is the enemy or the challenger to the country. Yeah. And there are positives and negatives to everything, really and truly, if you sit with it. Sometimes at the end of great challenge, there is a reward richer than we ever could have known, because something got shaken up, changed, and altered. And that can really be a good thing. So for the United States, this, just like for Donald Trump, it's all yin earth for both, this is a time that is focused on family, home, and our duty to ourselves, to each other, and to our work. The job market, I would imagine, is going to be greatly highlighted. And perhaps all the deportations and imprisonment of immigrants could be impacting our workforce, how we are able to get certain services and things done. Because everyone plays a role here. Everyone, whether you're legally here or not, everyone that's working is part of the spokes of the wheel that keep the wheel going here. So the monkey, just like with President Trump, is saying to the United States and its people, if you're going to take action, be smart, be innovative, be revolutionary, maybe rebellious, maybe reckless, though let's hope not. It's a time this month of great change. And that's what I mean. This month in particular feels like by the time we get, the shedding of skin in this year of the snake, by the time we get to the end of this month, September 7th, I think we're going to be somehow changed as a nation. I really do. I think it's going to be that notable. It is going to reveal something about who we are. And it is going to possibly, because again, the semi-fire penalty only hits us on, well, we have it for the year, right? But it's our year is being impacted. This is more about our elders than the general population. Makes me think of things like Social Security, Medicare, things like that being impacted. But there is a shift in money, property, health, and reputation, and how we see ourselves. But I think the biggest pieces, the biggest ones, are our duty to ourselves, our families, our homes, and our jobs, and what we are taking action in order to create change, needed systemic change. Let's do that with smarts, innovation, creativity. Let's not be reckless. Maybe revolutionary, but can it be nonviolent? Always. The path of peace is so much wiser. Just look at Martin Luther King Jr. and Gandhi, two brothers in arms in their collective fight for peace. And you can add the Dalai Lama. I recently did his reading as he just recently turned 90. People that lead with peace, lead with inspiring words for change and for the end of suffering. And this was a big video, told you it would be. So thank you so much for joining me. I welcome your comments and questions. Please be respectful and kind. And until next time, be at peace. Take those mindful breaths. Drop into your spiritual life as much as you can in the month of the monkey. Flow with these days. Watch my weeklies and my shorts so that you're kept up to date, and we will walk each other gracefully, easefully, peacefully, hopefully, through this month ahead. Take care and be well.